Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, we have some more news about the upcoming new content updates for Fallout 76. Bethesda dropped another blog post this afternoon. So, we're looking into the first new feature coming with Wild Appalachia, which is the first of the new content beats coming out. It's due on the 12th of March. At least the first part of it is. So, let's have a bit of a look at it, shall we? So, welcome back to Inside the Vault. Last week we revealed our 2019 roadmap, which included a high-level look at new quests, events, game modes, features, and more coming Fallout 76 this year. If you haven't had a chance to look at the roadmap yet, you can head here to check it out, or you can head somewhere about here as well. As we start moving down the road towards our next patch, we're ready to share more details on what's coming in Wild Appalachia this March, starting with a crash course on the all-new Brewing and Distilling crafting system. Grab a glass and start reading below. So, that's cool. Good to know there's a new patch coming. It sounds like they're going to wrap the two things up together. Presumably the usual optimization and bug fixes coupled with the new content releases. So that should be cool. Look forward to seeing more about that. Wasted on Xion, the new quest. Looks interesting. Your path to becoming the Wasteland's premier bartender will begin near Vault-Tec University. There you will relive the glory days of VTU's finest and discover the mischief they got up to outside the classroom. Your continued studies will lead you to a notorious speakeasy, introduce you to Biv, Appalachia's tipsiest robot, and teach you to craft illicit Xion using the all-new brewing station. So I think we can see a little bit of that here in the picture. We've got quick chalkboard recipes and stuff on the background there, and a bar, and this presumably is a speakeasy, which looks a little too much like a proper bar for a speakeasy, really, but okay, it's fine. Looks like a nice atmospheric location. It'd be cool to have what sounds like it should be an interesting new character appearing, in the form of another robot, of course, but it should be cool. So, new crafting system, brewing and distilling. Liking the picture already. Oh, actually, that reminds me, by the way, if you haven't already, hop over to the Atomic Store. There's a varsity jacket, I believe, available just for now, at the least, for free in the Atomic Store. So, as soon as Bethesda are giving something out free, grab it while you can. So, the brewing station is a workbench you'll learn to construct during the Wasted on Xion quest. This crafting station can be placed at your camp and is used to craft... I cannot say that word today. Used to create a variety of adult beverages, including beers, cocktails, wines, and spirits. Be mindful of the refreshments you toss back. While each will impart you with a temporary buff, they also bring a drawback, and just like real life, will result in a mild hangover. Well, not so mild, presumably. So, back in Fallout 4, with Nuka World, they included the ability to create drinks, of various types of Nuka Cola and other things as well. Had a brewing station created by the Raiders as well. So this looks to be a significant upgrade and adjustment over that concept. Focus more on the style of Fallout 76 and Appalachia, which is cool. Looking at the picture here, this brewing station looks quite interesting. Looks quite cool. I like the design on that. A bit of fire underneath there to heat the still as well, which is cool. Some drinks, such as wines and spirits, require additional fermentation time before they're ready to be served at your next shindig, and their effects will become even more potent the longer you allow them to ferment. During the Wasted on Xion, you'll also learn to craft a fermenter, so that's an additional sort of secondary crafting station. Build one of these in your camp and place drinks within it to reduce the wait time needed to try your latest creations. Here's a flight of drink selections. Give you a taste of what you'll be able to brew up with this new crafting system, and there are many more to discover, so that's not surprising. Many more recipes are going to be popping up around the world for different drinks as well. It's cool. So, wines and spirits. Wines and spirits require some fermentation time to take advantage of their full effects as a fresh beverage. Let them age long enough and they will change from fresh to vintage, cool, and gain additional, more powerful effects. Here's a look at a blazing spirit known as Firecracker Whiskey. It's like Harry Potter vibes here. Fresh effect. Your melee attacks will result in self-immolation, damaging both you and your attackers. Sounds like fun, maybe a little impractical. Sounds like it'll use the firecracker berries that are scattered around the world as their main ingredient as well, so If you get too close to those things and don't harvest them quickly, they tend to explode and do damage to you. So, kind of makes sense that that particular effect would be included with the beverage as well. The vintage effect. In addition to French effects, Firecracker Whiskey will set enemies on fire from your ballistic and melee attacks. That does sound more useful. So, obviously not something you want to keep drinking, because you wind up with drawbacks and hangovers and stuff, but I'm hoping it'll give you a little visual effect when you drink too much and end up drunk as well. That would be cool. Setting enemies on fire from ballistic and melee attacks. Melee attacks, fair enough. Ballistic, I'm hoping, also includes energy weapons. If only because it would make sense, and just shutting them out whilst including bullets wouldn't make a great deal of sense. So I would imagine that will include lasers and plasma weapons as well. Beers. Beers require fermentation, and they are best served fresh and do not have a vintage state. Become the ultimate predator with an ice-cold glass of Hoppy Hunter. Sounds interesting. Rocking the ales there, I'm down for that. Fresh effects. Increased scope stability. That actually sounds useful to me. And damage versus wild animals. Less useful. But reduced VATS accuracy. So if you're not using VATS, that might be a good bet. Again, the animals thing, not so great, but it's not one of the most useful effects in my opinion. But, you know, we do have to hunt and get food, so increased scope stability is definitely a good thing. I'm looking forward to trying that out. And yeah, it's more decoration for your camp as well, which is always cool. Mixed drinks. Mixed drinks do not require fermentation, and their effects do not change. Gulp down a tick blood tequila sunrise to sate your appetite. I'd rather not, thanks. I noticed early on that you can eat tick blood, and yeah, no. Just no. So, effects. Your successful melee attacks have a chance to inflict you with a disease. Still not seeing an upside. But it may also refill your hunger meter. Okay, that would be convenient. May being the operative word. It's probably sensible. Every hit doing so wouldn't be... it's mostly pointless more than overpowered, I think. Those of you looking to add these and other drinks to your mixology repertoire can quench your continuing thirst for knowledge by regularly returning to Biv. Each day you speak with Biv, you'll receive one of 2 new repeatable daily quests at random. Sounds like you'll only be able to do one each day, whichever one it ends up giving you. First, we'll teach you new brewing and distilling recipes every time you complete it. Okay. Nice, easy, reliable way of getting them. Or fairly reliable, anyway. It's going to be random. And the second will put your taste buds to the test as you experiment with the dubious effects of various drinks. That sounds like fun, to be honest. Get ready for a long night. Or a short one if you drink too many. We hope you've enjoyed taking a sip of the brewing and distilling system this week. Looking ahead, we're planning to serve up even more options in the future updates that will help you add a little more punch to every party you throw. Interesting. Is that a hint about something? Don't know. Maybe it's new recipes, or maybe it's an emphasis on the melee side of things, which probably doesn't need any emphasis, to be fair. So, interesting to see where that goes. Probably just a bad joke that I'm trying to read too much into, to be honest. Still, I'm always down for bad jokes. Keep an eye out for more details over the coming weeks. Oh, before you go, do be sure to consume Xion responsibly. It may make you feel like you're like taking on the world, but you never know where those nuka-fueled adventures may lead. Okay, so some cool pictures to go here with it. Interested to see where exactly they've taken these, because I don't think anybody can build that kind of camp. I mean, it looks like it, but the extra debris in the background here may or may not indicate some of the new decoration items coming. Hopefully. That would be nice. I'd like to think this is somebody's camp where they're all set up in. Presumably one of the devs. That would be good if this is implying some of the decoration items we'll be able to get. That would be nice. And of course the speakeasy here looks quite cool. I like the look of it. I'm keen on the stag head, but other than that, looks solid. Reminds me of a build I did in Fallout 4, actually. Yeah. Little look at the update coming over on the 12th of March. Should be the initial drop for that. It doesn't say so here. It did in the roadmap last week. Yeah, looking forward to that. Should be a fun thing to have a play around with and explore. And of course, in the weeks coming, they'll be issuing more updates, more features, and more content. So bring it on, basically. And an awesome picture of Volta University there to go with it as well, which is cool. Not quite as cool as the one I took there, but yeah. So, I do hope you found that useful, interesting, and informative. If you did, you know what to do by now. Through social media links popping up somewhere about now. We're live streaming later on this evening, and as of this weekend, hopefully getting back into it a lot more often. I've had a rather busy week that's got in the way on that one. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I will be speaking to you all very, very soon.